Next we have audio, which audio is not fantastic right now.
As Zach Capalbo from The Artist would say, there is a lot of opportunity for optimization.
Yep, it's just not fantastic. I don't know the best way for us to demonstrate it right here, Brendan. I think maybe if I'm speaking in hubs, since you can hear your tab audio, and I'll just show the difference between regular and then God mic, I think is kind of what to show for this time. Already, I don't know how this sounds.
It sounds a little muffled, but I can hear you. Which avatar are you?
The one that's nodding.
Yes. His head isn't
echo, so I'm gonna.
The head isn't wobbling, which is weird.
Yeah, I'm just not speaking too loud into it.
Ah, gotcha. I see it now.
So go ahead and put God mic.
Should I walk away to demonstrate the fall off as I move from you?
Yes, just give me 1 sec. So I'll just keep speaking. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50.
Well, hold on. So I'm going to come back, and I just want to demonstrate real fast. Michael, count again, and I'm going to go from left to right so people get a sense of how it also spatializes.
So test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Is that enough counting?
Yeah, that's enough counting. You did great counting.
Great. So I'm gonna cue the God mic now.
Cool. So I'm gonna get really far away from you where it was really falling off around like 21, 22 when I was backing up. So now you're still way that way.
To 0, so you should be able to hear me pretty loud over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm able to hear it through my the screen on my right, and it's driving me a little bit insane as I'm doing it.
Sure.
But test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You should be able to hear me wherever you are.
Yep.
So what's really interesting is you have roll off and then reference distance. Reference distance is the radius at which spatialized audio begins. Roll off is once you've reached that reference distance, once you've reached that radius, how quickly it falls off from there. So I could have regular roll off. I could actually put it at like 100. So roll off really, really steep, but also have reference distance at 100. And it'll basically be a God mic because you won't have any roll off while you're in a radius of 100 of me.
Right.
But
you could also,
if I bring that reference distance down to 10, you'll still have a God mic. But Brendan, if you walk away, at some point you will have a quick drop off. So I'm going to keep talking over and over again. And it's just going to suddenly drop off once you get past.
Yep.
So it should have gotten really quiet at that reference distance. And now you should be back into the God mic.
What was the reference distance for that?
That was 10.
Can you put it to like 2?
Yeah. So I put it to 2. I'm actually going to put it roll off at 1,000. So it's like a cone of silence almost.
Perfect.
So test 1, 6, 7, 8. I can hear it coming through.
Yep.
It's really nice. It's nice. So what I currently don't understand is if reference distance, if you're within it, if spatialized audio is disabled completely, or if it's still spatialized, there's just no roll off within that reference distance.
Do you want to try?
Make a ton of sense.
Should we test it? I could go to the left while I'm inside the cone of silence and then go to the right while I'm in the cone of silence.
Yeah, let's try it. So cone of silence is, I'll put cone of silence at 4.
Cool.
So cone of silence is at 4 and roll off is at 1,000. So outside of the cone of silence will be gone. But once you're in the cone of silence, are you able to hear some spatialization? Like, does it sound like it's coming from to your left or right or behind you? I'll just keep talking at the same rate and maybe see what it's like. If it seems like it's coming from in front of you, or if you walk through me, is it behind me? When I was doing tests yesterday, I felt like I noticed just by looking away from me that it slightly made it quiet.
Yeah. Keep talking.
I'll keep chatting as you're doing this rotation. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27.
I think there's a little amount of it in it, but it's literally within a few degrees of the source of the audio. So I think if you had the source of the audio, whether it was an invisible avatar playing music or whether it was the speaker, the person speaking, I think that as long as that was central to the cone of silence, then the God mic feature would evenly spread it. It wouldn't, there'd be like a slight degree on the spatial, but not really. So it's not fully stereo, but it really isn't. It's not like a 5.1 surround sound where it's very specific what is left, center, right, and behind.
Gotcha. I want to try one more thing, which is I'm going to, instead of having a cone of silence, I'm just going to turn off roll off and actually make my rep distance really small.
Cool.
So I want to see if there's any difference in the spatialization if I do that, because they theoretically should be the same. So now roll off is set to 0 and rep distance is set to something really small. You can't actually be within that rep distance. But now I'm trying to see if there's any difference in the spatialization of that audio. Like if you turn around or move to the left or right, does it change that at all? And I'll just keep jabbering around. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't know why I've gone into my southern accent. I'm spending a lot of time in College Station lately.
This, I mean, like I'm now all the way at the end of the world, and it's almost like a God mic. Like I don't detect any difference.
So that's just an interesting experiment, Brendan. I know some people have said that they can still hear the spatialization even when the God mic is on. And that's definitely something we want to get rid of, especially if we're doing more for virtual performances. But those issues and comments, I think, were more geared towards just the queuing not working. And this is definitely one of the more finicky cues that I have in there that I need to give a little upgrade to.
And just to remind me, this queue is essentially happening locally across the different clients. So if someone logs out and logs back in, they will no longer have the God mic pushed to their device.
Yes, so that's one of the big things that I've been working on doing right now. So there is a God mic queue in there right now, and I think the current version of my server is actually doing it. Do you want to try reloading and then seeing if it automatically loads the God mic?
Sure. So if you want to turn God mic on and start talking.
So you still should be able to hear the God mic coming through. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yep.
Awesome. So if you reload now, it should automatically.
You cut out when I reloaded, so it's going to refresh back in, and it's going to take us to, we have a little like lobby underneath the world where we congregate virtual playtesters. So it's going to send me there, but it's very far away from the world. So Michael, if I can hear you, it means the God mic is still working.
7, 8, 9, 10. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Brendan, can you hear me?
Yes, I could hear you when I entered the room.
Yeah.
Yes.
Am I loud? Am I?
You're very loud.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So that worked great. That's awesome.
Great. So that's the big thing that I've been trying to upgrade with, is having a persistent queue that also updates. So the thinking is also, if I changed it to the cone of silence or to some other configuration for the audio, it would update that on the server and then send it to back to send the updated version whenever you log in. But I'm glad that it's working at least a little bit.
Yay. That's awesome.